Good morning to all of you. Our topic is How to Tell Wild Animals, which is a poem from your book First Flight. First of all, about the poet. The poet is Caroline Wells. Caroline Wells was an American author and poet. She was the daughter of William E. and Anna Wells. She is writer of poems, mysteries, children's literature, parodies, and other humorous pieces. So, the writer is the poem is Caroline Wells. Yes. First of all, something about the poem. This poem is a humorous poem. Humorous poem means it is having a comic element or funny element, means the poet in a funny way tells us how to identify wild animals in forest. If we go to a forest and there, how to identify wild animals, she is telling all these things in a funny manner. Okay, just see the title of the poem, How to Tell Wild Animals. Here, to tell means to identify, to see. So, the first stanza of the poem is, if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, if he roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. First of all, just see some words. Tawny means here brownish yellow, and one word is here dying. Actually this word is dying, dying, but poet has changed its spelling according to the rhyme of the poem. This is called poetic license. Means a poet can change words or can use some own words for the purpose of rhyming of the poem. So this is called poetic license, and our poet here has used poetic license in this poem in many stanzas. If ever you should go by chance means if you have a chance to go to the jungles in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast. If ever you have a chance to go in jungles, in forest in the east, and where a large and brownish yellow animal meet you, means you encounter with a large and brownish yellow beast means animal. If he roars at you as you are dying, and if this animal roars at you as you are dying, you will know it is the Asian lion. Then you will know it is the Asian lion. Here in this stanza, the poet cautions the readers, cautions us how to know which wild animal if they are in a forest. She says that if they happen to be in any forest in the east, they are likely to encounter a huge, means we are likely encounter a huge and fearful animal moving towards them, and we will see that this animal is brownish yellow in color. If that animal roars at you, means the poet wants to say that if that animal roars at you as you are dying, means it is so horrible roaring of this animal so that we are dying, that is the way to know it is the Asian lion. So what is the humorous element in this stanza? Because in what extent we will know that it is the Asian lion if we are dying with fear. Okay, so this is a funny element. Next stanza is, or if sometime when roaming round a noble wild beast greets you with black strips on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Uh, in this stanza, the poet is talking about the tiger, and she is telling us the way how to identify a tiger in a forest. When we go to a forest and if sometimes when roaming round, means sometimes if we are walking, if we are wandering around in a forest, a noble wild beast means an impressive wild animal greets you. Means if we encounter an impressive wild animal in a forest with black strips on a yellow ground. The description of the animal is he has black strips on his yellow skin. Just notice if he eats you. Now how to identify? He has black strips on a yellow ground, on a yellow skin, and just notice, just keep in mind, if he eats you. This is the simple manner may help you to know that this is the Bengal tiger. Discern means identify. This is the simple manner to identify the Bengal tiger. Next, if strolling forth a beast you view, whose hide with spots is peppered, as soon as he has leapt on you, you'll know it is the leopard. To will do not good to roar with pain, he'll only lap and lap gain. Some first of all, some words. Strolling forth means wandering and or walking. Here peppered means covered with spots, and leapt, here L-E-P-T, leapt, the poet has changed the spelling. This is actually L-E-A-P-T, leapt. Leapt means jumped. To will, here T is used by the poet as poetic license. This is actually it. It will do not good. So for rhyming purpose, the poet has changed the spelling and she used only T. And in last line, he'll only lap and lap. Lap is here actually L-E-A-P, leap and leap. So poet has made some changes in spellings. This is called poetic license. So explanation. If strolling forth a beast you view, means if you are walking or wandering in a forest, you can see an animal whose hide means skin, whose skin with spots is peppered, whose skin is covered with spots. As you see in this picture, the animal's skin is covered with black spots. As soon as he has leapt on you, means as soon as he meet you, he has leapt on you. You will know it is the leopard. Means when he has leapt on you, he has jumped on you, then you will know it is the leopard. It will do not good to roar with pain, means this is of no importance to scream, to shout with pain, because he'll only lap and lap again, because he will leap and leap on you again and again. Next, if when you are walking around your yard, you meet a creature there who hugs you very very hard, be sure it is a bear. If you have any doubts, I guess he'll give you just one more curse. In this stanza, poet is talking about bear. if when you are walking around your yard means courtyard, the open space around your house, if you are walking around your uh, uh, courtyard, you meet a creature, you meet an animal there who hugs you very very hard. Means what is the identity of this animal? This animal will hug you very very tight, very very hard, so that you can die. Be sure it is a bear. Means if this animal hugs you very very hard so that you can die, then be sure it is a bear. This is the identity of a bear. If you have any doubt, means even then if you have any doubts about bear, I guess he'll give you just one more caress means a gentle touch or hug. So if you have any doubt, he will give you just one more caress. So this is the funny way to identify bear. Though to distinguish beasts of prey a novice might nonplus, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena. Thus hyenas come with merry smiles, but if they weep they are crocodiles. In this stanza, poet differentiate some compares some beast of prey. Beast of prey means animals who killed other animals to eat. So in this stanza, poet differentiate how to identify and differentiate beast of prey. Though to distinguish beast of prey means distinguish means differentiate means this is very confusing to a new person, a novice. Novice means new person, nonplus means confused. A new person might be confused in to differentiate these animals. The examples, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyenas. Thus means there is a comparison between crocodile and hyena. Hyenas come with merry smiles, means hyena comes with smile, but if they weep they are crocodiles. Means if they are weeping they are crocodiles. We generally say that crocodiles tears. Okay, so if they are weeping they are crocodile, and if they are smiling they are hyenas. In next stanza, the true chameleon is small, a lizard sort of thing. He hasn't any ears at all and not a single wing. If there is nothing on the tree, 'tis the chameleon you see. Here in this stanza, the poet is talking about the identity of chameleon. You are seeing in this picture, the true chameleon is small, means the identity is the chameleon is small and it is looked like a lizard. He hasn't any ears, means he has not any ears, and he has not a single wing. And if there is nothing on the tree, means if you see that there is nothing on the tree, 'tis the chameleon you see. So you can easily understand that there is a chameleon on the tree, because there is a speciality of chameleon that it is perfect in changing colors according to the thing on which they are lying. So if there is nothing on the tree, if you can see nothing, so you can understand that there is a chameleon on the tree, because it can change its color according to the tree. Here the word tis is actually this. The poet has changed the spelling according to the rhyming of the poem. So this is this, THIS. Now here you have the theme of the poem. The poet distinguishes one animal from another in a humorous way, in a comical way. It tells us various features of various animals in a clever manner. The poetic device is alliteration. Alliteration means repetition of consonant sound in the beginning of the words. Here the poet has used repetition in roaming round and your yard in fourth stanza, and in third stanza last line lep and lep again, this is also a alliteration, and in the fifth stanza a novice might non plus no, repetition of no sound, novice might non plus, so this is also an alliteration. And the second poetic device is poetic license. When the poet uses his own words or changes them for rhyming purpose, this is called poetic license. So these are some extract based questions, you can practice them, and these are short answer type question. How can you identify the Asian lion and the Bengal tiger? How can you distinguish between a tiger and a leopard? How does a leopard behave when he sees someone? He jumps. What is so wild about the hyena and the crocodile? You have to write the differentiation. Next, hot question. These two hot questions you have to write in your own words. State in your own words the humor which lies in the poem. Means the question wants to ask that which comic element, which funny elements lies in the poem. Question number 2. Every animal is unique and has some special characteristics. What tricks does the poet adopt in distinguishing various wild animals? Means how to identify wild animals. In what manner the poet describes this. So I hope now you have understood the poem, and you have to do all these questions in your notebook. So thank you and have a nice learning.